What's going on, Taco fam? Okay, today I got a little discussion on how I think we probably should be building branded this format. It could change depending on the ban list. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. But I got to thinking, branded is pretty much like a worse Pearly, I guess, in a sense. They both have their strengths and weaknesses, but I sort of built my deck sort of like a Pearly deck. And I'll explain why, and I think maybe you guys should take this approach whenever you're playing this deck. Alright, so basically these are equivalent to to their black and white cat. So this is basically the black cat does everything, and it's pretty much the white cat. It's mainly only good going second, just like the white cat is. So you need them, part of the engine. And then these are pretty much equivalent to the My Friend Pearlies, because My Friend Pearly gets you to all the spells, gets you to the black and white cat. These pretty much work with the black and white cats. Alright, and now for some like engine cards. So I am still playing the Dear Servant, but I decided to cut Mercurier. The reason why I cut it is because it didn't seem like it was really coming up too much. And it kind of contributed to some of my brick hands, along with the Lubellian, because the Bestials aren't really good right now. And I play Sarnier, even though, Bestials aren't that good. I play it just for the dumping, sending stuff to the graveyard. So that does come up. And Maximus is really crazy in this version. And then these are pretty much equivalent to all your Pearly spells. You pretty much want to play these 12. So they all serve their purpose, pretty much just like the Pearly cards, because they literally all can be Ash, and they all get you to a monster in some way, shape, or form, which they also get you to fusion spells inherently too. And now for a very controversial take. So like I said, I'm playing this kind of like Pearly, so I know this is going to be kind of weird, but I'll get to why I'm mainly playing this near the end. But this card is pretty much like the Stray Street. The reason why Stray Street is a card that gives you Xyz materials. This card is for fusion materials. So you're always able to fuse, and you can benefit. And you do have a float effect. It might not come up as much, only because we're playing Aluber, but if you do have access to Aluber, it's really good. And to get some dead monsters out of your hand, and proactively making Chimera not just with Branded Red. So I think this is a good take, and I've been testing it, and I actually like it a lot. And there's another reason why I'm playing it, but I'll get to it. And then these are like the last branded cards that I'm playing. I'm not sure about Lost. Still, I think it's still good as like a searchable card anyway. We all know what red does, and Retribution, it's a brick, but it's pretty much like the purely Yeep. It serves the same purpose, pretty much. And then for like the non-engine type cards. So I'm on 3-book. Not too much to say about this. I'm thinking about playing Eclipse as well. And there's another card I also would like to try playing, and I could discuss it. And now for the weird part, hand traps. So these ratios will definitely change, but I'm thinking that I either want to go bump up the hand traps or probably play, different ones. I might put these on the side because a lot of decks can ignore it, except for Unchained. They pretty much play into it just about. And these are good because against Purely, you can actually use it during the draw phase, and it's just overall a good card. And I'm not really a fan of hand traps, only because of playing into talents, but I feel like with the way the format is, like the decks got so weak. Our deck took a lot of like damage because a lot of people are cramming in more hand traps. So that's why I was also going to consider playing Crossout in the main deck too. Because, you know, when I played at the regional recently, I did get hand trapped a lot. Some games it was better than others, but being hand trapped a bunch and at least covering all the bases sounds good to me. And that's why I'm also playing the one call by, just to try to hit a hand trap. And that's 40. So I can't find my Garura at the moment, but I'll tell you what's the proxy for the moment. But these are pretty much just the boss monsters as normal. Still 2 Jade, 2 Albion, and 1 Lubellion. For me, none of this changes. And then the last two, because I'm playing Servant and stuff like that, these actually come in a lot more clutch because of Maximus. And then I'm playing 2 Granguignol. This still comes up a lot, and you still definitely need it. And this helps you to kind of unbrick your hands by sending stuff from your extra deck, like Garura. Then I'm playing the 1 Chimera. So I felt myself summoning this card very little, and I think that's kind of my fault. And I feel like we need to be abusing this card a lot more, especially when we're going second. And I'm playing 1 Lulu. This is really insane with Max. No, I'm not playing Puppet, but this is really good with Max. You send this, you get to summon any of your spellcasters from the deck, and that's pretty important. And then the main 2 Max targets is I'm playing a Farragut, and this is supposed to be my Garura, but once I find it, I'll swap it out. But the reason why is because with Nadir Servant, as y'all can pretty much see, especially if they interrupt you, you can use this. I typically always send Garura first, send it, and I search Max. And this, before you even use it, the Garura gives you a card, so that's already 1 card. So you have these 2. And then you can activate Max to banish the Garura, summon. Your opponent pretty much has to do something here, but typically you could send this and the Lulu. So now you get another draw, and then you get to put a card back. So if the first card you drew wasn't that good, then you could put it back. Or if you're like me and keep drawing like Retribution and stuff, you can just kind of put them back to the bottom. So that's a way to like fix your hands, and you could keep filtering through your deck to where you could potentially just draw hand traps too to stop them. So even if they stop you, at least Maximus gives you a chance to potentially draw hand traps. And the reason why I also played Theater, like I said, to make use of Chimera. So the same reason why we play Max to draw cards, we draw cards with this pretty much when we make Chimera. So all those like dead hand traps that you see, if you open too many hand traps, you get to fuse them off. You fuse them off, you make Chimera, and you hope to draw into like, if you're going first, you want to draw like more ways to play, but drawing hand traps isn't that bad either. But yeah, I'm thinking about main and Crossout. I feel like this is the format that we should be playing it. Crossout, it was one of those weak cards from time to time, but I feel like just right now, you know, pre-ban list, I definitely think we all should be playing it if we're playing this deck. And kind of like take this sort of approach whenever you're playing the deck. I know this sounds a little weird, but through my testing, it was really good. And always being able to play, and it rewards you a lot more if you're conservative and technical with this deck. So I think I'll definitely do that, but I'm not sure what I want to change. I might make a few changes just so I can throw the crossouts in. And I know I kind of want to adjust my like hand trap ratio, because this can be a little wonky, but I know for certain these are going in the side, so these probably will get replaced with like Valor or something. Probably won't be Imperm, because obviously it's not very good if you draw it on your opponent's turn, especially if you have the field spell up and you have stuff on the board. It's not that good, so I'd rather draw more cards. I'm probably going to play Talents again because a lot of people are hand trapping a lot, and it's good for a cross-out target too. And y'all probably wondering what happened with Thrust. So that card's good, but it's been breaking a lot. And I decided for now, probably just move it to the side deck and only specifically side it in when I'm going second. Because if you get ashed or whatever, it is what it is. Keep trying to play through it. And at least with this, you might have some hand traps to actually defend yourself. And you should be able to play majority of the time. You just got to understand what to do and what to play around. If you guys like this, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm in the Despia Discord, so if you see me, check me out. King Alice. Yeah, with all that being said, peace.